Sean Farnham joins us now. Sean, Bama, a little sideways at the end of the regular season, but they've been really good in the tournament, and they were exceptional in this game. What did you see out of them?
Historic, would be the word I would use to describe the three-point shooting that we saw tonight. BYU went under screens in the first half, and that allowed for a lot of the wide-open threes that we saw from this Alabama team. Lost in this offensive performance, which was outstanding, and Sears was incredible, is their defensive focus. They took away the transition corner threes of BYU. BYU makes more corner threes in transition than any team in college basketball. BYU tonight scored 50 of their points in the paint. Now, while that seems like it's a lot, it is. It's the highest they had all season long. It's not who they are. They're able to get wide open threes and move the ball offensively, and they were unable to do that tonight because of Alabama's ability to stay attached to the shooters, and they forced BYU to do something they don't usually do, score tough twos. It was a great execution at the defensive end of the floor from that standpoint, and then offensively, sometimes in the NCAA tournaments, it's simple to say, they're on a heater. They were on a heater from the start of the game all the way to the end of this thing.
Yeah, and never slowed down. 113 points, second most by any team in regulation in the Sweet 16 or later since the round was introduced way back in 1975. So up next, Sean, they get Duke. We just saw this Arizona game, a really good basketball game, but Cooper Flagg and company just a little bit too much. What was the difference for the Blue Devils?
I think there was a turning point, and I think situational awareness is really key. The game was tied at 42. Con Knippel hits a three-point shot. You've got plenty of time to get down and get a good shot. Caleb Love takes this contested NBA three with 7 seconds left to go on the shot clock, on the game clock. What happens? Cooper Flagg happens. He drains the three at the other end. It's now a 6-point lead to the break. That ballooned out to a 17-point lead and then continued on as Duke was able to make their first 9 shots of the second half. The momentum switched in that moment. And at worst case scenario, if you're Arizona, you want to go to the half down 3. Instead, they go down 6, and Duke never let off the throttle. The efficiency in which this Duke team plays with. And look, credit Arizona. They made this a very competitive game down the stretch. But Cooper Flagg and the Duke Blue Devils are unselfish. They moved the ball. They had 20 assists. They shot 60% from the field. This was a clinic by Duke, in particular in the second half.
We got to go back to the Texas Tech-Arkansas game because the Razorbacks had a 13-point lead with 4.5 minutes to go. What happened?
Grant McCasland always says the toughest team wins. And the tougher team won down the stretch of this game because they got on the offensive glass. 22 offensive rebounds, Michael, and that related into 18 additional shots than Arkansas attempted in the course of this game. Federico came off the bench and knew the assignment. He had 9 rebounds in a limited role, but a lot of those were at the offensive end, including the kick out to Christian Anderson, the very talented freshman that hit the shot from deep. And then Darian Williams, he is their big money maker from those pivotal moments when you need to make a shot, even when he's struggling, because he did not shoot the ball well at all in this game. But he knocks down the 3 in the end to get it to overtime, and then knocks down essentially what became the game winner down the stretch. But it really was those offensive rebounds and then also points off of turnovers. They were plus 15 in points off of turnovers on the game, and that erased some of that benefit, in particular in the first half, that Arkansas created by making an uncharacteristically high amount of three-point shots.
So Arkansas could not reach the Elite Eight, but another SEC team did, and that's Florida, easily taking care of business against Maryland. What's the best thing going for the Gators right now as they try to get back to the Final Four?
They can beat you in a variety of ways. They've got multiple weapons. They can do it on the inside. They can do it on the outside. This is the most complete backcourt in the country, and we say that March is about the guards. The guards showed up once again today. I think the toughness of the physicality underneath was key, but I thought the pace of play wore Maryland down, in particular in the second half, where Florida assisted on 11 of the 16 made field goals that they had. Todd Golden's done an outstanding job of creating this roster, building it together, and getting them to really buy in. And down the stretch of the season, nobody was playing better. It's why all of us on Selection Sunday said, hey, if you had to pick a team right now, it's the Florida Gators that can win a national championship. Nothing has deterred that. Obviously, Duke is playing at a ridiculously high clip, but the Gators have not disappointed yet. Big time win, and they're 40 minutes away from the 4.